literally all over. So, like hearing different styles and accents, cadences, like everyone's got a different little like sound to them.
Yeah.
Or, like you grew up listening to a certain style of music where you're from.
Yeah,
That's
especially
like
like if you're military, I mean, you're essentially getting people from all over the world, really.
Exactly, yeah.
So that's kind of where it starts getting cool.
That opened up my mind, yeah, because I'm hearing like, at least as a songwriter and producer, like I can pinpoint, okay, let me hear you sing some, let me hear you rap some.
Yeah.
All right, this is the sound you're going for. All right, bet, got you. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that was really like mind opening, and then I just got more and more serious as time went on, and then I did go to Midland. I didn't work on music over there, so it was kind of like, it started off as I just wanted to go stack up to invest, because at that point I was like, all right, I need capital, I need money to like.
You got a goal, and you're like, all right, I gotta go like make some money.
Exactly. So that was how I ended up in Midland. I literally went over there with like $20, man. Like,
damn.
Like, I didn't have nothing. I had a job at the time. I was working at AutoZone. So like I transferred from here to AutoZone in Midland. So at least I had something when I got there. Something to look forward to. A check to look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, that's smart too, because like I know a lot of people, especially like in that area, Midland, Odessa, everybody's like, oh, I'm going to just oil fields and everything, but I don't have anything.
Yeah, that's
I don't
not
have
always
anything
guaranteed
yet.
either. Yeah, the oil field, like, sometimes it's booming and sometimes they're laying people off. So
yeah, it's happened a lot too, where people, they buy these crazy trucks and everything, and then like a couple years later, it's like, hey man, like, gotta get rid of that truck. That nice truck.
And like, just. It's money over there, but also there's a lot of like assholes out there too, man, because they have money. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense, yeah.
Like it's crazy, man. Like, but
that's why it's nice to meet people whenever they're being humble.
Exactly.
And then when you're starting off like a certain project, it's nice to understand like, hey, if this fucking person is gonna be humble and they're still good at it, that's the kind of people that. Like that brings you business, I think, and then people want to be around you.
Exactly.
And then if you're smart, you're not going to be an asshole.
Yeah, you got to be a people's person.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's the key. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Every artist that I started with me, like their first time in, or they would say like, yeah, I feel comfortable with you. Like I feel like I've known you for years.
Yeah.
And I just met you like today. You know
right.
What I'm saying? Like so, that's just just being a people's person, like just understanding people. And I actually started doing music as an artist myself, so I understand music from the artist perspective, but then also the producer engineer perspective.
That's cool, because
so
you get to see both sides.
The artist, so that makes it more comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you know what somebody's looking for.
Exactly.
And you already know...
Or how they want to feel on the microphone.
Yeah.
What gives them the confidence that they need, you know what I'm saying? So everything like that.
Right, yeah. Man, it's kind of cool. I mean, whenever I hear people that... Because you always hear stories of people that get screwed over. I guess, I don't know how it is anymore, like nowadays. But like back in the day, it was stories. I mean, that Britney Spears thing, like I'm sure you've heard on the news,
where she's still. She finally made it out.
Because everybody's always, if you get somebody with talent, like you get screwed over.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's a lot of shady people out there. You know what I'm saying? So
it's part of the industry.
Exactly.
Any industry, like any what is it? Any TV or film,
like entertainment,
entertainment industry. So what's the name of your company? We haven't even mentioned it.
Yeah. So it's Fait Entertainment. I know a lot of people don't really know how to pronounce it. It's Fait Entertainment LLC.
I'll put it up here. It'll come out.
Oh shit!
Up here. So it'll come out. And then do you have, what's the social media that you have, like Instagram?
Yeah. So my Instagram is my personal one, just because I've been building off that. I'm barely going to create one specifically for the company.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Like, if you keep it... I mean, that's what I did. Okay. So, on mine, it was just like, hey, do the podcast. And then, eventually, whenever the podcast got its own thing, and then if you feel comfortable enough for it, it's like, make it its own thing.
Yeah, because, like, I've gotten a few people on Instagram and stuff like that on my personal one. So, kind of like... having a new one with nobody watching is kind of like, it's kind of pointless at this point in time.
I think you have, from what I've seen, I think you have enough of a following where if you just start sharing your stuff, and then if you have the logo, I love your logo too.
Appreciate it.
It's one of those cool, like it just catches your eyes. So if you already have your personal one, and then you start telling everybody that you've worked with, people that know you, I'll share all of your stuff too. Like I'll all this and everything. It's one of those things where, hey, it's like it's this guy and like this is his company.
Yeah.
And then especially you, like the beautiful thing about music is you have samples of all your work.
Yeah, like I said, it's been like 900 artists, so like
that's a lot. That
my
crazy.
resume is like pretty long, man. Like it's not on paper, 'cause it's all on Spotify or Apple Music, and you know what I'm saying. Like
you can hype it up. I mean,
on
Spotify, like some of the artists that you worked with.
Yeah, I mean, like I've worked with like
look 'em up.
Like I said, people from all over. One of the first few artists that I had started working with was what was the name?
A lot of people that you worked with.
I know. I was gonna say like
it's like 900 people, and you're like, oh, it's this one guy. And it was like,
you know what I'm saying?
It's like 600 something. It's like
no, like it was, just people like it was people like Young Deep. It was people like Jordan Taylor, Solar Ray. It was people like Miles Angel. It was just like lots of people. So it's just that's what taught me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause everyone's got a different taste in music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I
got my own taste, but like I said, it opened my mind up to how they see it. I feel like everyone sees music through a different lens.
Yeah, I think so. Like everybody has their own taste. Like personally, me, like it happens all the time where I'll stay with like a band and then I'll just listen to them for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then it's like, man, it's been like 2-3 weeks where you just have their songs and then you're like, oh, let's listen to some of their old stuff, listen to some of their new stuff, but it's still the same band.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And I the first time I started working with an artist, like actually working with her, I realized like the power in combining two talents together.
What do you mean?
Like just like I can write a fire song, but it'll sound better if somebody else's voice is on it because their voice just fits.
Oh,
that
right.
tone.
Yeah, that
you
makes
know
sense.
What I'm saying? Like, like the first artist that I ever started working with was Crystal Poppin. I don't know if you heard of her, but she's been busy. She's been working in and out of town. She's got collabs out from what I've seen. She's been doing good, and like me and my boy GS, we had basically like started back then, and then we came across her, and she said she wanted to like try doing music, so then we started like cooking up with her, working on stuff for her, and then we just saw like we all had our own input. But the final product was like what was convincing, because we're like, okay, well, it wasn't fire when we first started, you know what I'm saying?
There's always you always have to be like conscious of that. It's like, listen, like this is gonna need to work, and everything always evolves too.
Exactly, yeah.
So it makes sense. Like, I mean, I think I'm sure you probably had that time whenever you probably started something and it was pretty like really good from the beginning.
See, at the time you'd be like, oh shit, fire. And then like, time passes and you're like, yo, come on, how did I think that was fire? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like a bunch of static in the background.
Straight up,
you hear dogs barking.
The quality was horrible, man. like I thought we were singing and we were just like trying, you know what I'm saying? Like, but now, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy looking back at stuff like that, because it's like, damn, like I'm glad I still don't think that sounds good, because then it's a problem, Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, but I mean, I think as an artist, and I think this kind of goes everywhere. You have to, you're your own worst critic, because you always have to. There's a way for you to. I think if you're your own worst critic, it's a way for you to keep moving forward. But then I think that it's also important to also kind of step back and then realize, like, damn, like I've been through a lot. So. I mean, I know, and it's cool. I think one of the best qualities that an artist can have is just humility, just being humble and everything.
Exactly.
But I think if you're like a real artist, you always have to we never like stop and think of what we did, and we don't give ourselves enough credit.
Yeah.
So I think it's also important, but If you're always just like, oh, like that was it, like I reached my peak, it's like, well, what comes next? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You're capping yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen a lot of artists do that too. So that's another thing that's kept me from, like, I'm always learning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know a lot more than I knew back then, but I can't say that I know everything yet because then I'm stunning my own growth.
Yeah.
Why would I want to do that to myself?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And then you keep expanding too. Like, I know, this was probably a while back, but I think I saw that you were like even getting into like some rock vibes and stuff a while back.
Yeah, man, that's crazy because I don't even really listen to rock, but
yeah,
the vibe, music is just vibes, man. Like, and you know, I got like reggaeton songs, I got rock songs, I got hip hop songs, I got like pop songs. I mean, I even got a country song in the works.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't even really listen to country either.
Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but like recently there's a lot of country songs where, probably not recently, but there's a few country songs out there where they'll start like rapping a little bit.
Yeah, it's like trap country, something like that.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah, that's true. And seeing, like, I don't know a lot of like the different terms of.
Yeah, honestly, believe it or not, man, me neither. Because like I said, man, I don't really study music, so I just like I'm not big on genres. Like I don't write a song and be like, okay, I'm gonna write a pop song.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write an R&B song. I'm gonna write a rap song. I'm just feeling the beat.
Yeah.
And whatever comes out comes out.
Right.
Like the rock song that I'm working on, my homie just started playing the guitar riff, and the first thing that came to my mind, you know, I just started kind of singing it.
Yeah.
And we're like, yo, this got potential. And then like started laying it down, and I'm like, I don't know what genre it was. So I started showing it to people, and they were like, this sounds like some rock, like. I can't even tell you the name of the band they compared it to, but it was like some good, well-known rock bands. And I was like, all right, well then I guess I got a rock song.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty badass.
I guess that's what I got. So from there, then it's like, all right, that's the direction I want to take it. But then maybe not full rock. Like if I can work on rap, if I can work on R&B, pop, and all that, then why stick to one genre? Like why not mix them up?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's my power, I feel like. Like, with my experience, you know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody can incorporate multiple genres in one song.
Right.
So, like, that's something that I try to do.
Yeah, and I think that's cool because once you start feeling out your vibes, and if you know, like, I don't know the first thing. All I do here, you know, is microphones and everything, just levels. But if you have the ability and if you already know what your vibe is, and you're like, hey, like, especially if you already have something from another genre or another vibe or something, another work that you already did, then you're like, you know what, that'll sound cool in here in some way. And if you, I mean, from all the people that you've worked with and everything, and then that you're not limiting yourself to one specific genre, it just opens up, I mean,
tons of doors. Yeah, exactly.
Anything you want to do.
Like, and some of my like biggest or like best songs that I believe were like accidents.
Right.
Like it was just strictly vibes. Like I said, I didn't sit down and I was like, all right, you know, like for example, I have a song with Evander Grimm, and you know, he's got songs with like hella industry cats, and
I remember you were posting quite a bit about him.
Yeah. We had a song. It's called Demon, and that song started off as a joke.
Yeah,
and
do it up. Whoever's listening to this.
Yo, it started off as a joke, man. Like my boy GS was here, and we had gone out the night before, and the next morning, you know, we woke up all hungover, and he was in town from San Diego. We just went in the studio. We started playing some chords.
Yeah.
And I forgot exactly what happened, but I just remember being stupid and imitating like oh, what if we hear some Bad Bunny shit? Like, so I started mumbling like him, like and we're like haha whatever, and then we're like, yo, what if we do some Spanish shit?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, it fits, you know. So then the lyrics started coming to me, and that was the first Spanish song. I understand Spanish, but I don't really speak it that much. So it was a challenge to even write in Spanish.
Oh,
because like, you know, like I barely speak it.
Right.
But singing it, you know, is like writing it. You know, singing is easier than speaking, like having a conversation. You got time to pronounce shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're talking in Spanish, it's like, oh shit, what's that word?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah, no, it
or you
always
say the
happens.
wrong shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like embarrassed. Like,
You on the spot, man. Like it's like damn, like you start saying the wrong shit. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it makes sense, especially here on the border. I was having a conversation with somebody recently that they get upset whenever they just assume that's like, oh, you're from El Paso, like you got to speak Spanish.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And then you also have like the other side of it where it's like, well, this is America, and then you start getting into.
Oh yeah, no man, that's crazy.
Because people fight about anything.
Yo, straight up, man, that's crazy. Cause I got family in Mexico City, so like from time to time I would go out there.
Yeah.
And you know, I get shit here in America for being too Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've had racist encounters.
Oh yeah.
You know, like a lot of people have. And then I go to Mexico, and then I get shit for being too American.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know.
You can never please anybody.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a whole Selena thing.
Straight
you
up.
gotta be more Mexican than the Mexicans.
And more American than the Americans, for real.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, that's true, man. Like, and now that I've seen that myself, like, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and I think probably in the music industry, you probably have both of those things too. Where I think, especially like in the kind of music that you do, a lot of people are more accepting of like, hey, like fucking, if some Spanish lyrics go good in there, just throw them in there.
Why not?
Yeah,
exactly.
Like the music like allows it
exactly.
to kind of be there.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. So that one song, like I was saying, just started off as a joke, us messing around, and then that ended up being the song that I featured Evander Grimm on, and you know he did his thing on him. Shout out to him because he shows a lot of love to a lot of local people out here as an industry artist. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So he killed this verse on that, and that just kind of like put me on to making more Spanish.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah.
It like opened up that door.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I'm like, oh shit, I did one song, so I could do a few more.
Just keep it going. Do the whole album.
Exactly. Yeah.
Go at it.
Album. Yeah.
Damn. So what's like the crazy, like the weirdest, I guess genre that you think you've like gone into?
Damn, man. Like myself or just recording?
No, like, I've had you record other people, right?
Yeah,
you have customers that
so
do.
So it's like there's my music that I work on creatively.
Right. Yeah.
But then
that
there's
Jack
people
is
that
kicking in.
I know, you know what I'm saying. But then there's people that come from out of town, or you know from all over.
Yeah.
And then it's just like music that I don't really listen to, but they got their own sound. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Like I'm really open to everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really kind of like. Hate on any genre, but I think the craziest that I'm working on is probably I'm doing like a trap corrido song.
Oh,
yeah, I don't listen to that either, man. But,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Just rolling up, just listening to all.
Yo, like the beat kind of talks to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you hear the beat, and then now you're just like, okay, let me say that.
Right.
You know, like this sounds like it fits.
That's good. It's good that you're doing that because, like, I know one of the, like, there's been one specific song. It was a Snoop Dogg where he did it with he did a Spanish song, and it caught everybody off guard. Like everybody was like, whoa.
Yo, he killed it too, man.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it was a good fucking song. It really was.
Yeah, no, he killed it.
But everybody acted like, oh, like this is like so crazy and everything, and it's pretty out there. But it just took that one guy to do it.
Exactly.
And it's like, hey, like. I mean,
and Snoop be showing a lot of love to Latinos too.
He does, yeah. Oh
yeah.
I mean, so especially with that song too. I mean, he's just But that was a good song, and it's not until somebody does it and it's like, hey, that makes sense, and everybody like vibes with it.
Yeah,
you know, like I'm sure that like here in Mexico or in the U.S., like there's gonna be people that love all that stuff.
And all the Latin music stays like. It's more popular now in America than it was before. You know what I'm saying? Like now you got like. Everybody, they don't know Spanish, but they're listening to Bad Bunny,
right?
Or you know what I'm saying? Like
it's good music, especially like if you're out partying and you're at the club or anything. It's good music to just, enjoy it. Really,
and it's the same. And see, that's another lesson, man. Like when I've gone to Mexico, people out there they don't know any English, but then they're hearing Snoop Dogg, they're hearing Justin Bieber, they're hearing like all these like big artists, and they know the words or they're singing along, but they don't know what they're saying.
Right.
And that just proves that like music is a vibe even without the lyrics.
It transcends a lot of like
even
stuff.
The lyrics are just the extra part that just ties it all in. But that's why you got mumble rap and you got like a lot of stuff like that, because like it's not always about the lyrics, it's about the vibe. But if you can combine both, then that's when you're doing good. You know what I'm saying?
So how do you feel about mumble rap?
Damn, honestly, man,
it's like putting you on the spot, man.
I know, right? Yeah, I mean, yo, like I said, I don't hate on any genre, man, any style.
Yeah.
Personally,
answer.
Personally, I wouldn't do it just because, like, I like more storytelling type stuff. You know?
Wait, so I'm not like big into like the whole mumble rap thing, but is there something behind there, or is it literally just?
Yo, so the thing is, like, a lot of rappers just be freestyling.
Yeah.
Off the top, not written. So.
But that's the whole thing about freestyle. You gotta freestyle something.
Exactly. But like they hear the vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but they're not really putting too much thought into the lyrics. And I think that's how that kind of music comes about.
You get caught up.
They're just vibing.
In the vibe.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I can't talk down on that genre at all or that style.
No, because it definitely has a following to it, and it's popular music.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, from like the things that I've heard, it does sound good. And it's like shit that like, man, like I just want to
like,
drink and like,
you know
just
like, who
smoke
cares
up a
what
little bit.
Saying, man, it sounds good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you're out enjoying yourself, having a drink and everything, it's like, you know what? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Like one of the songs that I kept hearing was a Mask Off. And it's just that Percocet. It's like that's it. Like
straight up.
It's like I didn't even know what any of that is. It's like, man, it's just
it's stuck.
It's stuck.
You know what I'm saying? You don't even know what they're saying. Like even me, man. Like I make music, I write music, whatever. But when I hear music, like big songs by big artists.
Yeah.
I hear the rhythm, the instruments, like the cadence, the timing, before I hear the words.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like those are the two types of listeners. Like you got people that listen to music for the story, and then you got people that listen to music for the vibe.
Yeah, I think most of the time though, it's probably the vibe. Like because you
can get away with a lot. Exactly.
Yeah, you'll hear it, and it's a song that's like, man, like that song sounds good, especially if you have like a good system in your car or in your house, and you're like, man, like this is like just driving down the road. If you hear it, and then you eventually, everybody comes around to look at the lyrics or all the music or what the meaning behind it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I think like it catches most people. It's always just what it sounds like.
Exactly.
And that's where your job comes in. It's like, well, fuck, like I gotta make this dude sound good.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that'll, the music
like even it out.
Yeah, and then like the words and everything, it's like their problem. Like, hey man, I did my part.
You know what I'm saying? I make you sound good, but the rest is on you.
Yeah, that's true. Because I think and
it's hard. Like even at that is hard because like not every artist is open to criticism.
Oh, that's rough.
So like,
yeah,
I can tell them like, yo, that sounds fire, but then what if you kind of work on the lyrics a little bit more?
Yeah, but it's always rough.
They don't want to hear that most of the time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
That's tough. That's a tough. You gotta kind of measure like how humble they really are.
Yeah. Because if some people got like thin skin, like they get offended easily.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like it's not about me telling you how to do your song. It's me telling you, based off my experience, what can help you out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think some people don't really know the difference.
Yeah, because a lot of people just think it's hate or something, especially if like somebody else has told them something, or whatever.
Yeah, because they always got somebody in the ear too.
Yeah,
and that makes sense too. That's another problem. Is like someone's gonna be like, nah, don't listen to him.
It's like, hey, this other person told me.
And then that other person won't even have no experience in music.
So it's my uncle, man. He said that I had something here.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, to each their own, man. Like, it's their song.
Yeah, I know this kind of happens in like rapping, hip hop. So is R&B still considered like it's out there? I know it was huge. Like so the other day I told we met DJ. What is it? Puhav? and they were outside. I was like, oh yeah, like he was the guy in the radio, like And I was like, oh okay, cool. And then I remember like a lot of their catchphrases were like today's R&B and everything. And then now I don't know if it's just me also that I'm out of the loop or whatever, but you start getting all these other genres, and it's just it's just really just music. It's like, hey, we'll play,
I mean, maybe it's just like, because R&B requires a little bit more work because you got to sing. Mm-hmm. Rapping is a lot easier.
It's like all that baby making music. Huh?
Exactly, yeah. You got to hit notes right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's a big misconception where people think like auto-tune is like the click of a button fixes everything. And,
oh, really?
But that's not really the way it works. Like, you got to be decent.
Yeah, it's not just like a miracle drug.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why people like would say T-Pain can't sing, but he can actually sing.
Right.
But that's just the sound that he was going for. You know what I mean? So R&B requires a little more vocal work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's kind of cool.
That's probably because
that's why it's baby making music. It's like,
you know,
whispering
saying?
over here next to the
crazy,
microphone. Yeah. I know that you're doing I don't know if you already started like recruiting like artists for your local. Are you gonna do an album?
Oh,
or are you gonna do?
Yeah. So I'm working on a album for like an El Paso album. Like I said, I work with like probably like 900 artists already. So I see things in artists that I think they don't see themselves yet, and that's just from a producer perspective.
What do you mean, like people that you think have like talent and they're just not?
They have talent, but they don't know how to use it, or what to do with it, or like even if they do, maybe taking it in this direction can help them move forward a lot quicker. But they have to be open to the criticism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's always something that's going to help you grow. And it's hard too, though.
Yeah, so like the whole point like of that project is to just like highlight talent in El Paso. Yeah. But through my experience. So like basically it's like me like showing them like, all right, look, this is what you can do. You know what I'm saying? And it has nothing to do with like, you know, me like doing it my way because I want to feel better about myself. Like, it has to do with like them understanding that there's different lenses that they can look at music through.
Right.
Not just theirs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know that because of the 900 artists that I worked with. Yeah. Like, because I heard something one way, but then one artist from across the country heard it a different way. And I'm like, all right, well, I never thought of that, but now that I've experienced it, it's like, oh, okay, well, you know, it can help if I, you know, just adjust accordingly. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if this happens in the music industry. Do people give each other like pointers? Because I know in comedy that's a thing where if you see a comic and you're pretty solid, and it always comes off the same way. It's like, hey man, like I don't mean to like change your bit or anything, but can I recommend this? And a lot of times it's the older guys that recommend to the younger guys. And if you're smart, you'll take the advice.
Exactly, yeah. But see, that's the tricky part though, because everybody wants to give advice nowadays. Everybody, like, and I feel like it's for the wrong reasons. Like, people want to give advice to stroke their ego, not to genuinely help.
No, that sucks. That's wise. That's wise advice.
Exactly. Like someone can have their day one in the studio with them, and their day one, you know, their homie can give them their best advice. Yeah. But their best advice cannot even be valuable in that industry. But they think it's like valuable advice because they know they wouldn't screw them over. Yeah. But it doesn't.
It's not really worth anything.
Exactly. Yeah. So like that's why like it's great to take advice, but it's also bad to take advice from the wrong people.
Yeah. One of the things that I've noticed is like not just because somebody's old means that they know what they're talking about. It's like there's a lot of like old people, especially now when you start getting up there. It's like there's like I remember some guy gave me an advice when I was young. It's like I'm that age. Like what kind of like trash advice was that?
I know, right? Yeah. No, yeah. So definitely.
I think it makes sense. It's like people just stroking their ego.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I've noticed that I won't do. Like, if I give anybody advice, it's to genuinely help them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I see what they can't see yet. Doesn't mean they can't see it. They just haven't seen it yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, so...
It's like you mentioning right now that you see some stuff in people that don't even see it in themselves yet. Are these people that are already artists or like people that you know?
It's everybody. Like people that's just started, people that have been doing music already.
Yeah.
It's really just everybody, to be honest. Like whoever, you know what I'm saying? But whoever it is I'm working with, like I'm always, giving them my input. It's up to them if they want to take it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to force them to take it.
Right, yeah. Because I guess it's also up to their
because
artistic.
Exactly. Like I'm not trying to control their music.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell them what I think or I feel, and then it's on them after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Do you also do music videos? I know you brought over here.
Yeah. I brought my boy Steve, Metal Gear Steve.
Steve.
Man, he does all my videos. Anybody trying to get some quality work, look Hollywood. That's the guy you gotta go to. So yeah, we got videos. Basically, like Fait Entertainment, my company is like a one-stop shop. Like creatively, like you're just gonna whatever you want, however you want to sound and however you want to look, it's possible.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that a lot of artists don't understand is like, because even me when I first started, I thought like I used to look at big artists like Lil Wayne and stuff like that and be like, damn, like that's like way out there, and like just that type of success or whatever. But then the more I learn, it's like, nah, it's actually not that far. You just gotta know how to move. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. A lot of entertainment industry is like knowing who to talk to and then just being a people person.
Yeah,
that's a lot. Like huge in entertainment. Yeah. That's why you get a lot of like really shitty artists too.
Straight up, and I've recorded some weird shit, man. Like I'm telling you, straight up, man. Like I've heard some weird shit on the microphone, man. Like
it's gonna be the next
I don't judge,
top chart, man.
Yo, you never know. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't judge, but I'm just like, damn, that's out there. Because
whenever it goes out, like, because you get like it's like a final mix, right?
Yeah.
So like what it sounds like.
Exactly.
Like if I'm your artist and you're like, okay, dude, this is it, and you're iffy about it, and you still play it to me, and I'm like, hey, this is the best shit I've ever heard.
And I hear it over and over when I'm mixing it. So like,
a
lot of times I'm memorizing their lyrics, and I'm like, damn, it's stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Like I once had these people come in from out of town, and they recorded some song. They were on like some crazy vibes, man. Like some numerology. Like their song was like numbers. And
damn, there were some nerds.
Yo, I don't know, man. They thought they were like extraterrestrial.
Oh, okay.
Like they were, so
Damn, that's kind of. I mean, it's a weird experience, but that's kind of cool to.
Exactly. They're take on music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for me. Them numbers were stuck in my head by the time I finished mixing it, and I'm like, damn, like...
You started seeing the numbers.
I started seeing shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, so, everyone's got their own take, man. Like, I don't judge anybody for it.
Right, yeah. You just talk about it on a podcast.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's art.
No, it's cool. I mean, because you still did the work, and I'm guessing they still walked out with a finished product how they wanted it.
Exactly.
And that's all that matters.
And they came back, so they liked it.
Yeah. Hell yeah, that's cool. And that's a badass part. Yeah. Especially if like you've seen them whenever you were doing that, whatever that work was, and then they come back and then they got some other stuff.
Exactly.
You kind of get to see their growth or their change.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's badass.
That's what I like seeing, man. Like I like seeing like I like making people believe in themselves.
Yeah.
Because like I said, like back then when I first started, I didn't think a lot of this was possible.
So like it's your own personal experience.
Exactly.
Like if somebody would have given you that opportunity.
Yeah. Straight up. Like
and you're
everything that I wish I would have had when I first started music is what I'm putting out.
Yeah.
Because I learned like I said from every perspective. It's like okay, as an artist I need to understand this. I need to think about the song a certain way, or I need to record like this, or I need to feel like this, or it's just. They gotta be comfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They gotta be comfortable.
Yeah, because then when you start getting comfortable, that's when you start doing your thing.
Exactly, yeah.
You kind of get that freedom. Because a lot of times, and I've gotten to that too, like I get it every once in a while all the time, and I think any artist gets it, where you think of something, but you're unsure of yourself, and that's in entertainment industry or anything artistic or anything that has a creative thing to it.
And that's hard too, man, because like I feel like a lot of artists hold back too much because they're overcritical, and it's good to be critical, but like nobody said you got to be perfect when you're starting out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like creating music is it's like repetitions in the gym. Like the more you put out, the stronger you get. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But in music, it's like the more creative you get.
Yeah, it's your reps. It's your creative reps.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why, like, I feel like certain artists they hold back too much. Whereas had they started releasing more, they'd be more creative and getting more done because they're learning a lot more. You know? Like you can't be perfect. You know what I'm saying when you're starting out.
Oh yeah, of course. And artists, dude, like I've mentioned this to everybody that comedy or people that do music and painting and everything. Like we have we have a thin skin. Yeah. Thanks, Steve. But we have very sensitive egos.
Yeah, man. And you gotta learn to put that aside, though, man. Yeah. Like because it's good to have one to a certain extent, because then it'll kill your growth, and you don't. That's when it goes too far.
And it's hard. Yeah. I mean, like whenever you're starting anything, it's just you start it and then you fail, and then you're like, man, like your world you need like this whole time. Like I can't tell you how many times I did this, and then I was like, nah, like before it even came onto anything. And now I have like this guy that I wanted, a music producer that I wanted to have here and everything, and it's starting to get somewhere.
To get there, yeah.
But I think that happens to a lot of people if you have a creative outlet. Yeah. You kind of, if you hit something, if you hit like a little wall or something, you just shut down. And it's hard, like it takes a toll on it.
And that's the true test though, man, because like it's not gonna always be easy.
Yeah.
And that's why people fall off. Like they don't, like eventually they stop making music. Because they think like, maybe this ain't it. But then maybe the next song they would have done would have been a hit.
Yeah, like that. I'm sure that has probably happened. Like how many artists haven't we seen that had like the next thing coming?
Yeah, man. Like and there's like a few artists that I'm not gonna mention no names, but there's a few artists that like I've helped get to like a life-changing point in their music career. So like that tells me that I know a little bit. Like,
you've made a difference in somebody's career.
Exactly. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like I've had people like quit doing music, and then they come to my studio, and then they're like, "Oh damn, I can sound like this." So then now they're like working with all these big producers and artists, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
do you get a lot of that? People like singing your praises, like, "Hey man, like thanks for helping me out." Because I think that would be cool.
Like every now and then, but not like a lot.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it does happen. Like
because I guess people get caught up too. Like even like I don't have a lot of stuff going on. I do go out and do like I have my own things here in my house, and then I do go out to the comedy, and then on my little like list of like 5 or 6 things that I'm doing, you get caught up in it, and then you lose touch with people.
Exactly.
And it makes sense where you would forget or not forget, but kind of miss that chance to thank somebody. It's like, hey, like you
life happens.
Exactly. Life happens. Yeah.
So, yeah, man, like it is what it is. Like I said, I just enjoy seeing the growth in artists. Like I like being able to say like, damn, like, they came in sounding like this, but then they walked out sounding like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you were part of it.
Exactly. And I see the boost in confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some people have told me, thanks, like you've changed my life. You've, if it wasn't for you, I don't know what I'd be doing, and stuff like that. So stuff like that is stuff that makes me want to go harder.
Yeah, you see like this person, like, because I'm pretty sure you probably have done some pep talks too. It's like, hey, you almost had it, or you're doing good.
You just need this.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to probably pep people up, whatever. I don't know, whatever. Do you have because you have your studio, you have your own equipment and everything. I'm guessing you have like a sound booth where people do their vocals.
Like it's very minimal, man. Like I said, I didn't really plan to run a studio, so I just kind of like I have the bare minimum to get the job done. But it's quality.
Exactly.
Like when you hear the music, like on Apple, Spotify, Pandora, all that, like you hear it's quality. You know what I'm saying? Like
I was actually looking up because I know that some of your posts where you post on your stories and stuff on your Facebook and everything. I've looked a couple of those songs up, and I just don't text you because I don't know. Like this because I don't know. Like every person that I meet that does something artistic, I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna bother them. And then I text people or anything, and everybody's super cool. But on some of the videos that you've posted, that you're like, hey, this is coming up, or this is gonna be the next one, or something like that. I get caught up in like the music, and I find myself like wanting to get into it, and that's why I invited you. I was like, hey,
I appreciate
like,
you having me too, man.
Yeah, of course. I mean, anytime, and that's why I wanted to have somebody that is kind of outside of my realm. But it's good music for going out. It's good party music. It's popular music. Like it's music that's going on like out. I mean, clubs and everything.
Exactly,
and then like just the vibe that you give off whenever you're driving and you're like, hey, this song's coming up.
Sometimes you just want to hear that song that gets you in that right mindset. You know what I'm saying?
So it's kind of cool that you post some of those things because, like, to me, it's something that I don't think if I didn't know you, like, there's really no, like, for me when I'm at work, like, I just listen to my normal stuff. A lot of it is rock. And it's like you just kind of get stuck in your own bubble. So having people like you that's like, hey, like you're a producer, and then you don't only just stick to a genre. You're like, no, like we'll just see where it goes. It's cool to be able to be open to that, and especially if like I know I hear this. Have you ever had your stuff played on the radio? Like here in
well, it's been like artists that I've worked with. Because I haven't really dropped too much music myself. It's been a lot of like what I've done or helped.
You do the service
for
that's
like,
what the studio is.
With writing or whatever the case is. But the songs that I've helped or done for them made it to the radio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Pooh Hef, for example, showed a lot of love by having artists over to the radio station when he was there. So I was able to go there a couple times with some of the artists that I worked with. So, it wasn't my voice on them songs, but it was me behind the production.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool with that.
I
don't need the spotlight, man. Like I'm not big on like I don't do it for fame. Like like it's just like I said, man. Like I like making good music, and that's it.
You do it because you love it. It seems very genuine, and that's one of the things that I like, and that's why I get excited whenever. Or I got really excited whenever you posted that you wanted to make a local album. Because I know, like, you're going to be, like, the mastermind behind it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty fucking cool. If you're going to do, I don't know if you're thinking of doing, like, an album or if you're going to think of doing, like, a single here and there.
Yeah, so, like, I'm trying to get multiple producers in there and cook up with them there in the studio as well with the artists. And I just want to create, like, a creative environment for everybody, so that like the producers are being creative and then the artists are being creative, and then I'm just kind of like directing traffic, and like I said, it's just a matter of me trying to show them like, yo, like look at it through my lens for a second.
That's badass because you have all these like creative people, but you're the one that's like, hey, at least for like this one project that I want to do, like I want you guys to use your talent and then like filter it through you.
Because there's a lot of talent in El Paso, man. Like a lot, and it's a lot that I haven't even heard yet. But like I said, like talent ain't everything. Like you gotta know how to move.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like and how to use it. So I'm just trying to open up their minds to like a different perspective on themselves as artists.
No, and I hope like this comes back to you also, because I really kind of see this like as a big. I think this is gonna be big.
Yeah,
like, I really think it's gonna be.
I'm trying to like So I'm trying to like have it out to start the new year.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to like kind of bring everybody together in the city and just like, cause you know like it's all sponsored by my company, so nobody gotta pay anything. Like they're just pull up and vibe out. You know what I'm saying? Like so, why not? You know what I mean? Like and like I said, like to start the new year with just a bunch of talent from the city on one project, like I think that would be a good move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah. Especially because like I'm sure you're gonna have somebody on there, and you'll give them an opportunity to be heard if it's somebody that otherwise probably wouldn't do a project, or maybe somebody that doesn't have like a project yet.
Exactly.
But you're like, hey, I could use you in this specific thing. Yeah, that's gonna be huge.
Yeah, man. Like I'm pretty hyped about it. I've already got like maybe like 15 more or less artists so far.
Nice.
A few producers as well, and we're probably gonna get started this weekend and have the first session. It's just gonna be vibes, man. Like just cooking up, rotating. You know what I'm saying? Like certain like voices go good with each other. Yeah. And that's another thing that I kind of learned. So that's another thing that I'm gonna focus on the project is like, okay, so you know this person got like a raspy voice, and this person got a higher pitch voice, so they would sound dope together on this song. Yeah. With this type of production. Right. Yeah. But they would never even have thought of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Or probably, and you're opening the door to that too, because it's probably somebody that they wouldn't have met.
Exactly. Like so it's also
on their own.
Yeah. Work with people in the city. You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty badass. Let me turn this off because I'm getting cold.
No. I
know you're feeling a little cold here, but I'm starting to feel it here.
A little bit.
Oh man. Are you also going to be looking for like musicians, like in terms like guitar players, stuff like that? Yeah, man. I'm trying to help you out. Just
anybody like anybody that wants to just create music, man. Like you don't even have to be a dedicated artist. You just have to have a thing for music and then come through and vibe out. Because like I said, I'm gonna, even if like say you know they'll play something on the guitar or something, and I'm like, yo, that's it right there, but change the end of it real quick. And then bam, now it's like top 40 vibes, like ear candy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's small things like that, but they have to be open-minded to stuff like that. Like you can't get in your feelings like if I'm like trying to like point you in the right direction.
Right. Especially, I mean, and I think people need to be receptive of that too. It's like, hey, if you're inviting people to be part of a project that you want to take the reins on, I think that's also fair though. Because and I think you're probably getting to that point where you're too humble and you're like, nah, like that's cool. But I mean, at some point,
you
have to.
At the same time, man, you gotta, you know, like I said, man, I learned the hard way, man. Like, cause I work with a lot of people. Like I said, close to probably 900 already, but it's not very many that are still around.
Right.
So you know, like I seen a lot, heard a lot, but it's all about what sounds good, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't,
ultimately that's what's gonna make your be played. I mean, exactly. It's just it's like what we were talking about in the beginning. It's like how many people started just out of randomly like, hey, like let's just fuck around, and then it becomes something that was, you know, like that's like a never-ending story on YouTube. It's one of those things where somebody was just messing around, and then they made a video just like, hey, like this sounds good, let's make a video, and then it became super famous.
Yeah. For real.
So that's kind of cool that you're doing that.
Yeah. I'm trying to, you know, just bring people together, man. Like and have fun while doing it.
So much love, man. Like especially around this time of the year too.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Christmas,
coming around. Like I said, man, we gotta start 2022 with a bang.
Yeah, and I think it's coming up. That's one of the reasons why I started this, because I see El Paso, and I mentioned to this area. I probably mentioned this on the podcast like a bunch of times already. Yeah. But I always see El Paso like as a pass-through city.
Okay.
And it's like, hey, let's make this. It's a perfect spot to make it like an oasis. You know, like oases are usually in the middle of the desert. Yeah. It's like Vegas. Vegas is in the middle of nowhere. It's like El Paso is. We're kind of close to a couple cities. Not too far.
We got I-10, so people pass through here all the time.
Exactly. Like there's artists that you always spot them. Like, I mean, I remember like a couple of years ago, like Schwarzenegger was here buying boots and everything.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that.
And you get like musicians, and it's any genre too. Like, I'm pretty sure you probably would be able to do like some like some heavy metal if you got into it, and then throw some rap in there. That'd
like,
be kind of sick. Yeah,
for sure,
that'd
man.
Like, cool.
And like I said, man, like just being open minded is what's really key. I feel like in when I create, you know what I'm saying, like, because you know, having worked with like industry artists, like people that are like, you know, like just up there, they even taught me a lot by just me recording them alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was certain things that were confirmed when I was working at an industry pace with these artists. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying like for this album, it's all based off of experience, because like you know, I learned to work at an industry pace. Damn,
that's so badass. I'm like getting goosebumps just thinking about how all the shit that like you've put up with, like, and like you have like all this like potential.
Yo, it's just
you're just
man.
like
it's just
you're like at the start line.
Wait, straight up, man. It's just like on standby.
It is, yeah. Like, so I'm really excited for this because I could feel like the energy that you're just like you're hyped and you're like I know what I want to do.
I've been more behind the scenes. You know, I'm a producer. Like you know, that's how it is. So a lot of people, you know, like I said, when I write songs for artists, you know, I ain't like out here like trying to take all the credit and trying to be like, oh, you know, look at me. Like, I want them to you know, run with it because they're the artists. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But this project is a chance for me to show me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm
saying?
That's
cool.
Like, they hear these artists, and you know, like, they hear their voice, they don't hear my voice. But with this project, it's going to be known that like, yo, this is like, I'm in full creative control. Yeah, you know,
and that I think that's cool. Yeah. I think that's one of the things that it'll be good for you, that you're going to be able to, you're getting a call. Yo, man,
it's scam likely, you know what I'm saying?
It's like, hey, I'm recording a podcast. What's going on?
Yeah, they remind me about my insurance, my car insurance.
It's like, your extended service warranty. But no, and I think that's good. Hopefully, well, I mean, I don't want to speak ahead of it because I don't know if you're already working or you're going to start, but hopefully you don't just get caught up in it sounds like you just have the right attitude. It's like, I'm in charge of this project.
And that's why I'm letting them know ahead of time too, like, because
be
like,
clear about it.
Yeah, because music is big on vibes, man. Like, and if people are bumping heads in the studio, then like you killing the vibe. And like,
that's true.
The song's not gonna be what it could be. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so ahead of time, I'm letting them know, like, yo, like, understand that like I got full creative control. If I feel like your verse is fire, but the last 4 bars can be better. That's what it is.
And it's also like, it's the thing about collaborating. It's like, cause I mean, I'm sure you'd probably be open to
oh yeah, for sure,
advice or suggestions or whatever. I feel like you're already there, that you understand. Hey, like, I mean, somebody's gonna be critical, or somebody throws
a fire idea.
So I think it's gonna be pretty good. So are you thinking about releasing like in January-ish?
I want to, man. We'll see, because you know, it really depends on how many artists come through, because I want to get everybody on there. Yeah. So I don't know, and I'm doing everything myself. So like, it's a lot of engineering, and I don't know how long it's gonna take yet.
It is true.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so I want to try, you know, to start the year with that. You know, like January for sure, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. And like I said, I mean, I'll share this with everybody that I know, and then hopefully you'll get, I mean, some crazy ideas. I mean, I am kind of like in with like some weird people, so you might get some weird people that are hitting you.
It's all good, man. Like, as long as they want to vibe out and you know, have fun creating music.
Yeah, and I think that's a cool thing. Even like in comedy, like people, they bump heads a lot. Yeah. And I always make this point that it's like we're all like a little family there. And if everybody's into the same goal, and I think sometimes it's people kind of lose that, where you get caught up in the moment, or you get caught up in something that you created, so you don't want anybody to kind of touch it. But it's like, hey,
it's
man,
called Devonitis.
It's called what?
Demoitis.
Demoitis.
Yeah. It's actually a thing, man.
It's a term.
You get stuck hearing the rough draft, or you get stuck hearing the first thing you heard, and you're so caught up in it that any change after that sounds like it's not it.
Right. That makes sense.
No, like I'm telling you, man.
Demoitis.
So you gotta learn to not have that, because then you're gonna get stuck in the circle, in the loop.
It's one of those things that probably just happens without you even thinking.
Yeah, it does. Like you have to learn to not, like as an engineer, you learn to not have that, because you're hearing the song over and over.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna mix it and make it radio ready, then you can't get stuck to the demo version of it.
Yeah, because it's stuck, and then you just convince yourself like, oh, that's good. It's ready.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why it's a problem. So you gotta avoid that.
You gotta like hear it through like other people's ears.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow, that's
or
crazy.
It's good to take breaks too. That way you don't get too stuck to it.
Yeah. Speaking of breaks, let me get a drink.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Yeah.
It's just gonna be a quick one, so we don't have to do any edits and stars. I'm gonna do some. I'll just do another one of these.
Hell yeah. Yo, actually, I think I'm gonna try one of those too.
You want? Go for it.
Appreciate you.
Go for it. Don't want to kill the vibe, man. We were vibing pretty good.
Vibing
pretty good.
Got these Coronas.
Yeah. I always have to try whatever my guest wants. It's like, hey, we'll see.
I'll
get on their
about,
level.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll get on your level. See if I can.
Yeah.
But cheers.
Cheers, man.
Oh man. Thank you for coming again.
Sir.
Thank you for coming, Steve. We're gonna throw you up on the credits here.
Hell yeah, for sure.
Let me see. I mean, what else do you want to talk about? Anything like things that you worked on? What do you think? Maybe plans? Other plans that you have coming up? This is. I'm already excited for this.
Yeah. I mean, I'm barely like kind of like we were saying earlier. Like I'm barely getting started.
You're getting started.
Yeah.
That's good.
Like I said, it took a long time for me to like, for it to sink in that like, yo, I'm a music producer. Like only because like. Yeah. I never planned any of this. I just been riding the wave, but then I've been succeeding at it. So now I'm like, all right. So how do I want to move now? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause now I know what I'm doing more or less. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm finally starting to release more music myself, versus like doing more work for other artists. Cause I'm a songwriter as well. So like there's just. Like I said, there's just certain songs that sound better with certain voices. Yeah. It's not always about you. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like you've kind of taken a backseat to help other people and to be there.
Yeah,
and
that's why I think you're like under the radar.
Yeah,
like,
and then you grow your brand too, though.
Yeah.
Because you've been working with people and everything. But it does sound, and that's why I'm excited about this, because it sounds like you've kind of been on standby and you're just kind of watching, like kind of when your moment is strike.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I mean, I think that's why it's you have a lot of stuff. It's
a lot like in storage, man. Like up here in my head, man. Like it's just, like I said, I'm barely kind of like focused more on me versus other artists for the first time.
Yeah.
Because like.
I think that's good.
Because I was learning, like, it was like, all right, well, I'm going to learn while I help you out. And we're both learning, you know what I'm saying? Like, so now that I've learned a lot, now it's like, all right, well, let me see what I can do. Because all this feels like a little too natural for me to not. Like, I don't really, like, there's certain songs, like, some of my better songs, like, I didn't really put no thought into it. It was just, like, the words came. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, like, and like I said, I'm open to all genres, so I never really know what I'm writing. Yeah, it's just the lyrics
until it all starts coming together. That's true. I heard there was this band that came in here, not here, but here to El Paso, and they were a Mongolian band. I don't know if you guys heard of it, but it was called The Who, and it was it was not the Who like Who, but Who as in H-U.
Oh, okay.
And they were, I think there was like a chanting band, and they were from Mongolia, which I honestly couldn't find it like on a map.
You saw them?
They did a video here because they were here in one of the radio stations, but they had this one song called Wolf Totem that it became super famous. But it wasn't in English or anything.
Oh, okay.
And it was translated, and it became like a huge song because it had a good vibe.
Oh, okay.
And it became a huge song, and then it started getting a few like remixes where it was some of the like some rock bands like started doing like some vocals in there too.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool because it's one of those things that, hey, somebody came in, and if you're open to it, it's a really good song. I mean, if you hear it, it's called Wolf Totem by The Who.
Okay.
And it's one of those weird things, and it's kind of weird that I mentioned it sounds kind of like rapping in the little remix.
Oh, okay.
It's like a rock song mixed with like a Mongolian song.
Yeah. See,
and
that's
like
the cool thing, man. Is like there's no rules in music.
Yeah, and then they were using like crazy instruments. Like they were using like this weird looking guitar and like crazy drums and everything. So it's one of those things that's cool, where you could kind of start mixing it. And I mean, it's the beauty of like when people are willing to, hey, like let's open it up and let's try to create something together.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. Like, and that's why, like, shout out my cousin, man, Mr. Violet, because he does rock, and he's been putting me on to a lot more rock. And he's on that like classic rock, like that like.
Yeah. When it was good.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not common, you know what I'm saying? Like, so he's been helping me like fine tune my ear towards the rock.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that's
so
badass.
we work together, and you know, like he's like crazy talented, man.
Damn,
like,
you're gonna become a metalhead. Like,
man, yo, I might. You know what I'm saying? I just
you
might.
just let the hair grow out and everything.
I just might have to, man.
That's good. So I do have a question. So what is what is your company? What does it mean?
Okay, so it's Fait. It's like being good at something. Like it's like just like being good at something. Another word for savvy, like just entertainment all around. Like I said, I'm trying to be like a one-stop shop. So it's like just being good at entertainment,
right?
In general, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, just that's why, like, you know, Steve be like helping me out with the videos, and then you know I take care of the audio, and then I'm trying to, you know, expand into more. Like one of the things that I'm trying to do in the near future is open like basically just like a multimedia center.
Right.
Like just
where you can do everything.
People can just pull up, and then what you need. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is kind of, I mean, that's how it is right now with like song, with, you know, like production, but then the videos as well. But then, you know, there's always room for growth. Yeah. So it's just basically like all around. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
that's what you want to make.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because like I said, I know how hard it is to have to find a producer, to have to find a filmmaker, to have to find a photographer. So imagine like just having like.
You're gonna be the studio.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like just like, all right, I want to make it. I want to, you know, start my career. All right, cool. I don't gotta worry about anything else as long as I work with the right people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and
a lot of people, because I know in music, especially music too. Like if it wasn't hard enough just to be in entertainment, I think music is probably one of the hardest things. A lot of people that have a good idea. Just because they didn't have the chance or they didn't have the equipment or the right studio.
Oh yeah, they
don't get heard.
That's and they quit.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, I think I said it earlier. Like I've had artists quit. Like when they first started, they were jumping around from studio to studio, and see they don't. If it's your first time, and you're in a big studio, you're assuming that the producer or engineer knows what they're doing. That's not always the case out here. Yeah. So like I said, like it's been artists where they've been bouncing around, like, okay, well, let me try music, and then they don't sound good, or it doesn't sound how they hear it like in their head, and they interpret it as like, okay, maybe this ain't it. And that was a perfect example because, like I said, like he was bouncing around studio to studio, and then he was referred to my studio. and then he was inspired all over again, and he started getting
that's good.
He started getting like sessions with like some of Drake's producers, and Michael Made It and like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
because you made him sound, and you probably told him some good stuff too. Like, hey,
I mean,
you got some good stuff.
Like it's like the norm. Like I'm always letting people know how much potential they have. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, sometimes people mistake it as like, you know, like they take it wrong. It's like, okay, you know, it's but yeah, no, like for sure, like where you record at and who you work with is a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because then and like we were talking earlier about when you showed up, it's like you have to make people comfortable. Yeah. And then give them also like a place where they'll be comfortable enough to be able to put out ideas, and then also not make them feel insulted. Like, oh, like this dude is like I already know I have a good product, which is not a good mentality to have, I don't think, if you're all so full of yourself.
I mean, it's good to have the confidence. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like, because if not, it'll show on the mic. But at the same time, you can't say you know everything and you're always right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's sometimes it can hurt more than it helps. Right,
especially if you're starting. Because I mean, I have met some people that think they're like already up there.
Trust me too, man. Like they do 2 songs and all of a sudden they think they're Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? so
you always get those people. But I mean, hey, you never know. I mean, that's what people like to see, kind of crazy stuff out there. So everybody's willing to, everybody has a shot.
Exactly, man.
But then it comes back down to like what your passion is, and it's like, well, hey, I'm trying to do something else. Because everybody could just be an idiot, and just to be on TV, be just like famous.
15 minutes of fame.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to ridicule yourself, but when you're really trying to do something, and it pays off, like more often than not. I think if you're willing to do something, ultimately you're going to be happy with what you put out.
Exactly, and you got to go full speed. Like you can't half-ass and like, I think I want to do it, but if you're not willing to invest in yourself, what makes you think a major label executive is going to want to invest in you? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like so, you got to be confident in yourself enough to be like, all right, I need to invest in myself as a business, which is your music. You know what I'm saying? Like so, that is a key part, I feel like, in succeeding.
It's like the discipline.
Exactly.
So like, if you're gonna go through with something, like go through with it all the way.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Because nothing. I just feel like that's just in general in life too, man. Like not just in music.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't just half-ass anything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you go through with something and it's like, you know what, it's a lot harder than I thought it was. It's like, well, then how bad do you want it, really?
Exactly, man. And I learned that shit when I played football because
I remember that.
No, you can't half-ass hitting somebody because they're gonna pop the shit out of you. Yeah. But if you go full speed, you're gonna pop the shit out of them.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, so like people don't know this, but we were in high school together. And I was in the football team. I was all right. I was receiver. There's tons of us. But I do remember one specific time where there was something wrong with your shoulder. Like there was something wrong with your fucking shoulder.
Yeah, it was a shoulder. It was a hit. It was something. Yeah. I mean, different times it was.
Yeah. Well, I remember this one specific time, and it was like I could tell that there was something like with your shoulder, and and then you still went out there, and I was like, the fuck? It's like, okay, like this dude. All right, this dude's on something else. Like I'm just out here for the picture and everything.
I know, Nah, it was. I don't know, man. I just love the sport. You know what I'm saying? It was just fun, man. Like going out there, being able to hit people. Like, if you had a shitty day, man, somebody gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna get it.
That's true. No, yeah. But and I do remember that, and that's where somebody goes all out. And that was one of the first times. I think that comes full circle to you being here now. It's like I admire this dude to some degree just for that crazy thing that you were doing. It's like, all right, this dude wants it.
It was a lesson. It was a life lesson, man. It was just football at the time, but it was actually a life lesson.
Something. I mean, I still remember it. That was 10, 11 years ago?
Real?
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, damn.
So that's one of those things where it really does go just further than life. It's not just a little, it was just a football game. No. or it's not just a song, or it's not just I want to try this out. It's something. We had at the Lucky Dog, we were talking about that. We had this guy that was rapping out there, and he got up on stage. And his voice started breaking. He did his rap and everything, and he was in it. Like he was into it. Like everybody was. Usually at the bars when we do open mics, it's a lot of comedy because we just try to get in front of a microphone. And this guy was the only musical act that night. I think it was probably like Tuesday, over at Z Diaco's Lucky Dog. If anybody wants to go, keep going. This dude's probably gonna keep doing. Oh yeah, just there's a shout out. And this guy went up and did some rap. And he's getting a shout out now. Yeah. As soon as he got off stage, before he walked off, he just gave a little thing. And he's like, hey guys, I just want to tell you that I'm really thankful for giving me on stage. We're going to be out here, keep on grinding and everything. It was nice. It was like, hey man, like, we could tell that it's not some idiot going up on stage. I'm just going to go on the microphone.
And it takes a lot of courage too, because you got people staring at you,
Yeah. And his voice was breaking, and it was one of those weird things where everybody's drinking and everything, but you could tell that it was a genuine moment for this guy. And I hope
Was it like an open mic night, or was it?
It was open mic night, okay. At the Lucky Dog, over here on George Theater.
You go there often?
I try to, because it's one of the ones that's closer to here. But we have them all over the place. Where they do, and it's an open mic because they accept anything. Mm-hmm. They'll do rap, poetry, if you have a guitar or whatever. And we got a lot of really good people. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the comics, since that's what I played guitar a little bit. I'm not gonna be out there trying to. Yeah. I'm thinking about doing it maybe next year. Okay. But just to try to do something else and be able to get a song out there. Yeah.
Hey man, we might have to link up for a rock song.
Oh, that'd be nice. And I've been actually doing because vocals I like. Yeah. And that's kind of my thing. Okay. And it kind of goes with the comedy and everything. But I do like the talking, and that's why the podcast. It's like, hey, man,
that's fire. It fits perfect.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Plus, if I get to hype up people that are from here, El Paso. I love my city. I love local artists. Yeah. I could call myself one, thankfully.
That reminds me too, man. I'm also in the near future looking to do a talent scouting event. It's gonna be kind of like an open mic type thing, but
hell yeah.
for just not just rappers, singers, and because some of the artists that I helped build with, came from events like that where it was just a competition, and then next thing you know, they're at Neon Desert, or they're for this person, or they're, you know what I'm saying? So people never know, you know what I'm saying? But that's the whole point, is if once I hear you, and I can tell, okay, you got potential. Yeah.
Man, you're on some crazy stuff. So a couple of weeks ago, I had one of the girls that's she's a producer. She's a comedy producer. Her name's Sharita. Okay. And she was telling me the exact same thing you're saying. It's you meet talent at competitions. That's why it's important to go out there. Yeah, for sure. And it's exactly what you're saying. Yeah. So we'll
that's true, man.
We'll meet up with people, and then we'll exchange
we gotta link up, man. Her head's in the right place.
Yeah, hell yeah. And I'm telling you, man, El Paso, it's like the burners are on those Tesla rocket ships.
There's a lot of talent, man.
We're getting up there.
That's why, I want to discover more. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, man. I just feel like unity is power, and I feel like when you work together, you can do things 10 times quicker than you do it alone. And I think it's certainly the time for it. Yeah. We need to bring people together, artists and everything. Exactly, yeah. So I think it's a time to do it. And I've been saying it for probably not years, but I've been saying it for a while, a few months. It's we're going to get up there. Plus, El Paso, we get a lot of shit, we get a lot of everything, but we're a very close-knit community. Exactly. We're a big, giant, 700,000 people, family. So it's little Mexico. That's
Little
what they
Mexico.
call it, man. I used to live in Phoenix, and every time, where you from? El Paso.
Little
Little
Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think everybody's got. But see, that's the thing. Everybody's got their nicknames for us.
Exactly. Yeah.
But everybody, we're getting on the map. We're out
slowly,
there.
man. Like I said, shout out to people that are already up there.
Hell yeah.
We
have a lot.
On.
We have a lot of people that. I mean, we got like people in football, the Jones, Khalid.
Yeah.
We got a lot of people that. I mean, people come in here with big names.
And it's a lot more, man. That I think that they're just waiting to get discovered.
Yeah.
And then I think that roster is gonna grow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's not very many Latinos with opportunities like that. So it's always good to see that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like even like in the music business, like a lot of people don't really know like Latinos and probably Mexicans more than most have like the lower end of the stick.
Yeah, you got the short end of the stick.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's not as many as opportunities as there is for other people. So, that's what makes me.
You want to create that opportunity.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I see it, and it's there, but some people just need a little bit of guidance.
Yeah.
And then I think.
And I think you have like you already have enough in it that you know kind of where to go. You have like a good idea.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for coming, man. I think unless there's anything else you wanna.
I mean, shit, man. Let me take another shot. Man.
Just follow. You can take another shot.
No, I'm good. No, yeah, man. Appreciate you having me, man. Again.
We're gonna follow you on our social media. We'll post it up.
Yeah, social media, man. I'm on Instagram, Lay_OH24.
24.
And Facebook, Fait Entertainment. You can, anybody who wants to get right, or learn just in general, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a good place to be. And I've seen it over and over, so, I know for sure I can help you out.
And you got plans.
Exactly, yeah.
You're going to do some scouting and everything?
Yeah, scouting, like if you need a vocal coach, you know what I'm saying? I know people that can help you out with that. Whatever it is you need, even if I can't do it myself personally, I can point you in the right direction.
You got those contacts.
Yeah, exactly. But man, thanks again, man, for having me.